Podcast City Network.
Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show. A shot of entertainment to the head. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the entertainment.
Welcome to the Everett Lee Show podcast. I am Everett Lee. Quick shout out to everyone who follows me on Twitter. You can follow me out to Everett_Lee, Facebook.com/the Everett Lee. Click that thumbs up, and of course, Podcast City Network, official host of the Everett Lee Show. Well, tonight is the return of none other than Kentucky's own wrestling's the Chris Rose. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing all right, brother. How about you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's a crazy night, man.
yeah. I'm just I'm having a relaxing night. Just sitting in my kitchen as always, talking to you, my friend.
I know. I know. It's been a while. Well, actually, it's been a few weeks since I last had you on, man. It's been a
couple of weeks. We did the Money in the Bank preview on the Deleted podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff went down since the Money in the Bank, and I wanted to point this out that we were both wrong on who won the suitcase.
We was. It was a kind of a surprise there.
I know.
For everybody, even the live audience. Yeah.
I know. It was just it was pretty messed up. I mean, just that whole pay-per-view. A lot of people are happy about it. A lot of people were pretty pissed off about it for the fact that that how it ended. How that ended.
It was more so everybody was mad. Everybody wanted to see the guys that, because it was one of the best Money in the Bank matches I've watched in a long time up to the ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they did some great stuff. Finn Balor, I don't see how he's standing after that match.
I know. I don't see how he is standing after that match, man. I mean,
that was the highlight of the match. Andrade's powerbomb under the ladder.
I know.
Balor, that was the highlight. Yeah.
That what gets me about this? Okay, what gets me about this pay-per-view is that for the fact that 7 guys went out there, they busted their butts. Okay, they busted their butts doing like one of the greatest, thing out there with, putting on spots, putting on great stuff and everything. And then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar comes out. That's it.
It's just a weird time in WWE right now, and they're really going to have to get their stuff together because AEW is on their trails.
Mm-hmm.
And Double or Nothing was a success, and it had more pay-per-view buys than Money in the Bank this year. So WWE's going to have to do something, because come October, AEW is going to go live, and they're going to be on TNT, and it's going to be very interesting. But the Brock Lesnar thing, the only thing interesting about it is when he's going to cash it in. Even though on Raw he said he's going to cash it in Friday, I don't believe he will, because he said he's going to cash it in on Monday. So I think he's just going to keep doing that with Seth. But I'm still going to keep watching WWE and see if things get better from there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Brock, him coming out. What do you think about Brock coming out with the boombox, making the suitcases a boombox? Brock party.
I was just looking at my TV with the most shocking look on their face of why are they doing this? I mean, I don't know what's going on anymore.
I know. It's like, what the hell is going on, man? I mean, it's nonsense, man. It's just crazy. It is crazy. It is. My messenger is getting blown up here right now about, it's not on the chat right now, but a lot of people are wondering, what's the announcement with Mr. McGuire, Mr. Hurricane JJ McGuire, the true master of wrestling ring music?
Yeah, I'm actually interested to hear about that. I saw it on Facebook, so hit us with the news, buddy.
I will. Let me pull this up right here, because I talked to Mr. McGuire, as you would call him in KCW. I talked to Hurricane JJ McGuire last night, and I talked to him there just for a little bit because of what he had to tell me. And once he told me this, I said to myself, I said, no way. And he said, yes way. Because this is happening, okay, on Saturday, October 5th, 2019, at the Allen County War Memorial in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Mr. McGuire, JJ McGuire, will be part of none other than Heroes and Legends. He is booked for that right there. Now, let me try to pull this up here. I want to screenshot this here to let everyone know what I'm talking about here. All right, let me go to this one here. I have it on here. I'm trying to find the screenshot here. My thing. It's been a while since I actually looked around on this thing. All right, let's go ahead, and there we go. Screen capture. There we go. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. Hurricane JJ McGuire will be part of Heroes and Legends on October 5th, 2019 at Fort Wayne, Indiana at the Allen County War Memorial. Fan Fest, 12 p.m. noon to 6:30 p.m. Main show, bell time at 7 p.m. For more ticket information, head over to heroesandlegendswrestling.com. The VIP header of this, you'll love this, Chris. Sting is the VIP Platinum headliner. Sting. We all know Sting from WCW. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He was on Impact and, of course, WWE. He is the headliner for that right there. And, of course, you will have none other than other guests such as the Boogeyman, Barry Horowitz, vendor guests such as Demolition, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Mr. Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Baby Doll, HWL Champion, Congo Kong, Buff Bagwell, HLW Legends Champion Tracy Smothers, Bobby Fulton, Earl Hebner, Mark Mero, Tommy Rich, Kevin Sullivan, Honky Tonk Man, Molly Holly, Lex Luger. And they are having a HLW Championship Steel Cage match. Congo Kong, the champion, will go up against Russ Jones, against Anthony Totila, and against Nick Cutler. Right there, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. McGuire, Hurricane JJ McGuire, the true master of wrestling ring music, will be at this event. And, of course, other people such as Women's Champion Amazing Maria will be there, too. But head over to heroesandlegendswrestling.com to get your tickets, and that way you can meet Sting and the others that I mentioned, and Hurricane JJ McGuire. His picture will be added to this event here, but Saturday, October 5th in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So be sure to grab yourself some tickets for that. What do you think of that, Chris? What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome, man. There's a lot of big names on the card, and JJ is definitely one that should be added to the list. I've seen the advertisement on Facebook before, and yeah, man, it looks great. The show should be awesome, and yeah, I'm really happy for JJ. Well deserving.
It is. It is. Definitely is. He deserves recognition, and with him in the last year, almost a couple of years now. Everything that he's done, stepping out and letting people know that a lot of the themes that we grew up with in the Federation years during the 80s of the height of the rock and wrestling, that him and the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, collaborated on, because they did so many theme songs. And They did. And he needs to get that recognition right there, and it's an honor that they decide to book him for this, because this is such a great event. I hear a lot of people go to this event, and a lot of people come to this event every year. So this is freaking great, man. It looks like this is Heroes and Legends number 8, because they got the X and the 3 1s in the back there. So, or actually, no, that'd be 13. This would be the 13th one. Wow. That's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah. It is.
I definitely like it.
Yeah, Hurricane JJ, he's done a lot in the business, but this weekend, June 8th at KZW, he needs to do the right thing and give me my rematch for the United States Championship against Crutch.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. That's when you're having the rematch for your KZW United States Championship?
Yeah, Everett. I'm not entirely sure on that because no one talks to me anymore at that company. This weekend I better get my rematch. I want my rematch. I need my championship back, and that will be at Shopville, Kentucky, at the Shopville Elementary School at the gymnasium. The Chris Rose versus Crutch better be on that card. I want my championship back, plain and simple.
You're talking about the one with the headliner of Matty B versus Cousin Frank in a lumberjack match for the KCW Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, yeah, my boy Matty B will walk out the champion still.
Yes. That's going to be a good one. I had Cousin Frank on last week, and he was determined that he will get the championship off of Matty B. And this is going to be a good one. As the words JR, I'd have to say, that's going to be one hell of a slobber knocker, man.
Yeah, slobber knocker. Yeah, it will be.
It will be, especially when you got lumberjacks around the ring. You definitely will. You definitely will. But that is Saturday, June 8th, right there.
Saturday, June 8th. Also have something else to announce here on the Everett Lee Show.
Mm-hmm.
The Chris Rose loves being at KZW. He loves being there, but, there's weekends when they don't have shows. And the Chris Rose has put out a video on his Facebook, Christopher Jordan Rose, bookings. Book the Chris Rose. I'm available any weekend. I'm not at KZW. I'm available to work any show, any place, anytime. So if you could help a brother out, Everett, share my video on your page.
Mm-hmm.
Help me out there. Get D. Chris Rose out there. Because the KZW knows who the man is, but other people need to know who the man is. D. Chris Rose needs to go everywhere.
That's right. That's right. You definitely do, man. You definitely do. You definitely do. And book Chris Rose. Any promoters listening right now and watching this live stream, book the Chris Rose, because you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed with his talent. He has so much talent that basically KCW can't hold it. It needs to go out.
It needs to expand.
Yes.
And in that video is highlights. Everyone loves highlights. But some promoters like to see everything. So I have my full matches. All of them are on my Facebook at Christopher Jordan Rose if you would rather see full matches rather than a highlight video. I know a lot of them are different, but that video right there should tell you the book, The Chris Rose. I would love to be on your show at anywhere, at any time. So send me a message on there and on Instagram at CRoseWrestler20. That's my two main social media outlets.
Awesome. Awesome. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first, right here on the Everett Lee Show. Now, we were before my messenger blew up and the announcement with Hurricane JJ McGuire. we were talking about Money in the Bank, how basically we were wrong and stuff about who won with Brock Lesnar coming out there. If you really look at it, you see Braun Strowman was supposed to be in that match. He got bumped out by Sami Zayn. And then Sami Zayn, remember, he was hanging backstage, and then Braun, it's like, I didn't do anything, and they kicked him out of the building. It was actually Brock Lesnar, which they really didn't say much about it, but it was Brock Lesnar who hung up Sami Zayn. And he hung him up, and he made his way. A lot of people said he wasn't in the match. Basically, he took that spot, and he went out there, and he got the briefcase. That spot needed to be filled. I mean, which was pretty much a shock. But other matches, Kofi Kingston defeated Kevin Owens. Who'd you pick on that one?
I think I picked Kevin Owens, and I was wrong.
And I think I picked Kofi, and I was right.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins defeated AJ Styles. He retained his Universal Championship. We thought AJ was going to win that one, didn't we? Or Seth?
No, I think I picked Seth. I think I got that one right.
Yeah.
I kind of figured he was going to retain that. But it was a great match, man. I love that match. Yeah. I expected nothing less from those guys. I mean, they tear it down. Yeah,
they do. They do definitely tear it down. I mean, Seth really did tear it down. AJ did tear it down. And one of the that right there basically was like one of the longest matches right there. It went on for about 19 minutes and 45 seconds. One of the shortest matches. He had an easy night. I had my friend over and we watching it, and he was like, "Oh, he had an easy night." Roman Reigns squashed Elias in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, what was crazy is I listened to Chris Jericho's Money in the Bank preview. Like the day after we did ours. Yeah. As he did it on that Friday, and he picked that match to go like that. He said, "Roman, there's no need of these guys and having a long match. He's gonna squash Elias," and that's what happened. I thought that was hilarious. That he predicted to be. He said somebody a Superman punch and a spear, and that's exactly what it was. Elias was coming down the entrance. Roman Reigns Superman punched him on the entrance. He rolled in the ring and got speared. I thought that was hilarious. I started cracking up when that happened.
I was like, damn, he had an easy night. My friend looked at me. He goes, "Man, Roman got an easy night. He got the night off, man. Yeah, he came in there, boom, boom. It was a 2-move match."
I got that wrong. I think I picked Elias.
Yeah,
if I remember.
Yeah, and then we had the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Actually, before I get to that, all right, I want to get to this here. Rey Mysterio, he defeated Samoa Joe, and Joe got busted open, man. And then he was like in that shock there, and Rey took off with the belt, but we know what happened. He had to relinquish it back to Joe. But that right there, that was quick. We're like, what? It's like he defeats Samoa Joe. We expected Joe to destroy Rey, but
again.
And then Shane McMahon defeated The Miz by escaping the cage. Miz had that, and he let it slip through his fingers, and that was it. That was definitely it there. But that was pretty entertaining, man. It was pretty cool, because one thing I like about steel cage matches is, like, how is the person going to win? Are they going to go over the cage, go through the gate, or get pinned? One of the two, one of the three, or submit. And that's one thing I like about cage matches. It's a little bit too unpredictable there at times.
Yeah, that's my favorite match to perform in, is the steel cage match. Mm-hmm. Mainly because growing up, that was one of my favorite matches to watch.
Yeah.
And they definitely had a good match at Money in the Bank. I liked it.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. They definitely did. Had a good one there. And then Tony Nese, he defeated Daivari to retain the Cruiserweight Championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. And then the Usos, they defeated Daniel Bryan and Rowan for the SmackDown. I think it was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, but then they lost them back, or I don't know how that happened right there. I know that.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch that match.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't really watch it either. And then, of course, all right, let's talk about the women's ladder match they had. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot to talk about there because of the ladder match and the women's championship match. That was probably the highlight of the whole show, the way everything went down in this. So.
Mm-hmm. Who'd you pick again? Who did you pick?
Mandy Rose.
You picked Mandy. It looked like she was going to win it, man. It looked like she was going to win it.
I thought she was going to. I thought she had it.
I did too. I thought she was going to win it, and she was close. Carmella was kind of up there, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Bayley wins the freaking Money in the Bank contract. And I think that was a way just to say that we're sorry we took the tag titles off you. So here's a contract. And Becky, with her winning, had to tie into what was happening with Becky Lynch, because Becky went up and defeated Lacey Evans by submission and retained the Raw Women's Championship, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Then, right after that, Charlotte comes out, and they're just like, why is she coming out now? They doing this now? And apparently they were, because Charlotte was ready to go. And it was like, oh, can Becky defend both belts back to back? Well, apparently Lacey got in the match there, and she basically, interfered there. Charlotte won the SmackDown Women's Championship. However, all the commotion and stuff that happened afterwards, what happens? Bayley comes out, and she cashes in on Charlotte, and she wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. The crowd loved it, man. They did not want to see Charlotte with that title. They did not want to see that.
No. Yeah, that was a really good moment there for Bayley. Man, everybody was kind of turning against Bayley there. But that kind of resurrected her career, getting the championship back. I was hoping she would swerve everybody and cash in on Becky.
Yeah.
But because that would have been like a swerve and kind of made her a heel. But I guess the Bayley character's resurrected again. She's starting to get good crowd reaction again, and that was the highlight of the whole show. Yeah,
it definitely was. It definitely was, because no one expected that. But all in all, I think what Lesnar did, with what Lesnar did, that was they were trying to shock people, but it also it upset a lot of people at the same time.
Yeah, it did.
I get that from both ways there, but I feel that the 7 opponents, the seven guys there, they did everything and worked their butts off, and then he comes rolling in and just climbs up the ladder. And then if you notice, when he comes rolling in, he throws the ladder onto the talent. Did you notice that right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't care about people. Lesnar don't. He don't. He's there for a paycheck. That's right. Deathmatch Russell. Shout out to David C. Russell. Mr. Brock. Yeah, don't care about people. He don't. He does not care, and that's basically what it showed right there. Some people got hurt. Mustafa Ali. He got hurt. You heard about that, right? From what Lesnar.
Yeah, from what I heard. Which is probably a rumor at best, that the talent didn't even know Lesnar was in the match.
No.
And Ali supposedly didn't know he was supposed to get thrown off the ladder, because talent was told that. I think this is where they didn't know. Talent was told that Ali was going to win, but Lesnar came out.
Yeah.
And, tried to do the shock value for the fans, but I don't think anybody was particularly happy about that in the live crowd. But, man, we'll have to see where it goes from here. The Brock party's in full effect.
Yeah, it definitely is. The Brock party's in full effect, And this, I guess, it's gonna. A lot of people are speculating on him cashing in and stuff. You know what I thought was really crazy, and I thought was a little bit kind of stupid, was the fact that he didn't know in the contract there when they did that one segment on Raw where he was like, "I got a whole year. I don't have to cash it in now." He's like, he looked at Seth and told him to go screw himself, and he walked off.
Yeah, well, that's where the Lesnar's, perceived to be not a company guy. He comes and goes as he pleases, and he doesn't follow the rules. So when he won the Money in the Bank, that's how they play it off. He just don't know. He just has a briefcase, and he knows that he can cash it in for the championship.
Yeah.
So that's just what he does. I mean, that's Brock, and it's going to be interesting tomorrow if he cashes in or not.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's one thing I want to talk about with you right now is tomorrow at 2 p.m. on the WWE Network, we have the Mr. David C. Russell Super Brock Party, LOL. Exactly. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. on the WWE Network, the Super Show Down in Saudi. And the match card, you got the match card in front of you. And I got the match card right in front of me too. Let's talk about there is one match or two matches I'm interested in. I mean, one of them is people are kind of rolling their eyes about it because it's like, why have these two? Well, you got to look at it this way: the Saudi people, they got that money. You know, they're gonna pay and get what they want. You know what I'm talking about, right? For having talent to come all the way over there, right?
Oh, yeah. Goldberg and Undertaker.
Yes, that right there. When's the last time we've seen Goldberg step into a WWE ring? Which WrestleMania was that?
34, I believe.
30. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, 30. Well, yeah, 33, 34, I believe. Yeah, he ended up...
it's 33.
33, yes. He lost the Universal Championship to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he's going up against Goldberg, going up against The Undertaker. These guys have never faced each other in the ring before, have they not?
No, first time ever. This is the match I'm looking forward to the most. Goldberg versus Undertaker. It's going to be amazing in my eyes, and hopefully into the eyes of the fans, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime match. Yeah,
it is. I wonder how it's going to be. How do you think this match is going to go? Because Goldberg, he was made undefeated, unstoppable in WCW back in the day. He had a pretty good run when he came to WWE, when he went up against a lot of people, especially like Triple H. He went up against The Rock, and basically just, I mean, what are your thoughts on how you think this match is going to happen, or what's going to be happening in this match?
Well, my pick is Goldberg to win. I think it's just going to be one of those matches that era had. It's going to be it's going to be a false finish. It's going to be a finisher after finisher. You'll see probably a spear, and then they'll go for the jackhammer, and there'll be a tombstone. It's just going to be something to get the crowd going. It's going to be the main event of the show, of course. I don't see them going more than 15 minutes. Because Goldberg, he hasn't worked in a while, and Undertaker hasn't worked in a while. This is just going to be a money match. I really can't predict what will happen, like in the match-wise. But, I mean, it's not going to be an AJ Styles and Seth Rollins match by no means.
Yeah.
But the name value and all, they don't have to do much. But yeah, I'm excited for it. It's a childhood dream match for me because Goldberg and Undertaker was, red hot in the late 90s.
Yeah.
and now that they're first time ever, 2019, I mean, it's pretty amazing if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see it.
Mm-hmm. I am too. I'd have to say my pick. I hate to say it. I got to go with Dead Man. I've been a fan of the Dead Man. I got to see him live in 2015 at SummerSlam when he went up against Brock Lesnar. I'd have to say Dead Man because just of the Undertaker, but I do agree with everything you say there because it's going to be interesting on what Goldberg's going to be pulling out of his bag there. And I think Goldberg's going to try to make this quick as possible. And The Undertaker is going to have, if Undertaker gets his hands on Goldberg, he's going to try to make some fun out of it. And I hope to God creative don't make this into a squash match where Goldberg comes out there and he's like, boom, boom, boom. That's it.
No, I don't think that'll happen.
I'll be livid. I will be livid.
These guys was just the two most mysterious characters in the history of the business. Like when Goldberg was rolling through guys in WCW, nobody knew who he was because he would go to the entranceway and Mean Gene would try to interview him and he would just walk away. Like the mystique of Goldberg back in the day was just insane.
Yeah.
And Undertaker too. Undertaker talked, but I mean, no one really knew who he was. Mm-hmm. It's just, I can't really explain what characters those guys are, but I mean, they're the two most dominant, I could say that, characters in the history. Yeah. And this is definitely a dream match. And yeah, man, this is going to be a fun one to watch. As a big super fan like I am of both guys, I can't wait for tomorrow.
I can't wait either, but I will probably have to go back and watch the rest of it because at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, I'll be live here on Twitch with a guest hosting a podcast, another podcast tomorrow at 5:30. But I will go back later that night and I will watch what happened with the rest of the pay-per-view right there. David C. Russell says Goldberg's his pick, and we got you beat on our picks, Everett. LOL. Goldberg and his old monster truck. Remember that? Yes, I do. I remember that. Now, another match, another opponent that I'm interested in, Chris, that I haven't seen go up against each other in a long time, and that's Triple H going up against Randy Orton because they got a history. And they had a crazy history there because they had that one storyline where Orton had Legacy when he was running Legacy, and he was causing Triple H problems. And that's when, you remember the Raw when Orton handcuffed Triple H to the ring, to the ropes, and basically Stephanie McMahon came out there and pleaded and stuff, and it came out finally. Everyone knew about this, but finally it came out publicly. It's like, yeah, Triple H and Stephanie's been together. And the story that led up to that's a WrestleMania match that they had, and the on and off relationship between Hunter and Orton over the years with the Authority, and then him getting kicked out and all this stuff. They're basically going to step back in the ring, and I'm looking forward for this because Orton's a veteran now. Triple H is a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to be hard for me, man, because the last time Triple H stepped in the ring, not when he did the tag match with Shawn Michaels, it was when he went up against John Cena, and Cena beat Triple H. You think Orton's going to beat Triple H this time again?
I'm not real entirely sure, but I am looking forward to this, and it does date back to 2008. That's when I started watching the product again, wrestling in general again was in 2008, as I said on the show before, and I loved that rivalry. I remember the Raw where he had Triple H handcuffed. I love the whole angle they did, and having the Legacy involved, Cody and Ted. That was some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember having the McMahons versus Legacy, that match. And all of it was just great in that era. And at WrestleMania 25, Randy Orton and Triple H had their go-home match from the rivalry.
Yes.
I loved that match. It was really good. It was the main event of the show. And they've had rivalries in the past with Evolution. He kicked Randy Orton out of Evolution.
Yeah.
They obviously
Who could forget that?
They obviously revived it since then with the Shield. But for tomorrow night, I'm gonna go with the game Triple H.
Triple H.
I'm gonna go with Triple H on this one. I feel like it'll be a good, nice throwback match for the fans. They haven't seen this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how they're playing off that Legacy storyline, which we all know is long gone. But It's nice to see that promo package again, because it takes me back to when I started to first watch it again.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw. I saw all of that. I saw the Randy Orton changes music to the voices.
Yeah.
I liked Randy Orton right there. I thought he was one of my favorites right there in that era. He still is. But there, when he was forming Legacy, I enjoyed that, man. But I enjoyed it, but I'm going to go with the game, Mr. CEO, Triple H.
Triple H. I'm gonna have to go with the game too, because he's great in the ring. He's done so much. I love both competitors in the ring. What they do. Orton's great. He has a great wrestling skills. What he does when he gets vicious, he attacks a body part. The game goes in there and he shows he's a cerebral assassin. That's what he is. And I'm going to have to go with the game, man. I'm going to have to go with the game because Triple H, I mean, it's the game. So let's see if RKO, if he's time to play the game. And, of course, David C. Russell says RKO for his pick right there. That's who he's picking. Now, these other matches on this card here, we have 2 championship matches. We have the Seth Rollins going up against Baron Corbin for the Universal Championship. There's no way. I'm just gonna say this. There's no way Corbin's gonna get this. Seth's gonna hold on to the title. That's my pick. You know, hands down. Rollins, man, he's gonna burn Corbin down.
Oh yeah. But I have to say though, Baron Corbin has been the most legit heel in the WWE right now.
Yeah.
The Miz used to be, but it took Miz so many years to become a babyface. It took the Miz so much longer to do that. And Baron Corbin's that heel now. Baron Corbin is the most hated guy in the company. He's done a really good job with that. But he's not going to get the job done tomorrow. I'm going to go with Seth on this one.
Yeah.
Seth is one of the best workers they got right now. He's a really good talent. He will go over on Baron Corbin in this one and retain the Universal Championship. And I'd say Brock will come out there right afterwards, tease a cash-in, but won't do it.
Yeah. Well, here's another cash-in he could probably do. You got Kofi Kingston going up against Dolph Ziggler. I'm disappointed in Dolph Ziggler. Him coming back, nothing new. Come back, same old. It should have been me. It kind of reminds me of back in the day. It's like, what about me? What about Raven? That's what. Same. Yeah. After a while, it gets old. It's gold. He was gone for a long time. Ziggler was gone for a long time, and then he comes back and he attacks Kofi, and he complains, it should have been me. It's like, well, you know what? You weren't around, man. You took off. So it wasn't you, Dolph. I mean, they had so many opportunities to do stuff with this guy, and they dropped the ball on it so much. And now they're trying to bring him back into the fold for someone fresh and new for Kofi to go up against. I'm going to have to say Kofi's going to retain on Dolph. I love Dolph's in-ring ability. He does steal the show, but Kofi's going to retain the championship. And I see Lesnar teasing him too, man, because he has 2 champions there he can go after.
Yeah, here's my call for this.
Okay.
I believe Kofi will retain, even though I would love to see Dolph win. I think it's going to be one of the best matches on the card because I've seen these two have matches on Raw and SmackDown before.
Right.
Before they got into the big WWE title picture, and they've had some really good matches.
Yeah.
I love the surprise factor with Ziggler returning and attacking him from behind. I've always been a big supporter of Dolph Ziggler throughout his career. And he also was on the product when he debuted the Dolph Ziggler character against Batista back in 2008, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I like Dolph Ziggler a lot. Kofi Kingston, I mean, I'm glad he's finally the WWE champion, but
Yes.
I cannot stand seeing those pancakes in his hand when he has the WWE championship around his waist. Can't stand it. I want the Chris Rose. I want to run down that ramp and attack him from behind.
You really?
So
you do?
I will. I do. I want to take the title and show him what the champion's supposed to do. But I'm not there. But Ziggler is. But I don't think Ziggler's going to pull it off. I would love to see him do it. But I think Kofi's going to win, and Brock is going to cash in on Kofi Mania.
On Kofi, because Seth Rollins is the obvious right there. Seth's the obvious that everyone expects Brock to cash in on. That's a no-brainer right there. Everyone wants him to do that. However, it would be a good swerve for him to cash in and get the WWE Championship. It's because that would be something right there if you swerved everybody and just went after Kofi.
That's what I've been doing on these prediction shows. I always call a big swerve, and it never happens, but it will happen tomorrow.
Okay. You call the swerve. Okay. I will hit you up on social media. I would hit you up on Facebook if it does happen, man.
Oh yeah.
Even if it don't happen, I'll still hit you up and be like, "What happened to that swerve, man?" I'll rib you for that.
Well, I'm gonna watch it at 5 o'clock, because that's when I can tomorrow. I'm going to watch it at 5 o'clock on the dot, the first match.
Okay. Okay.
The Chris Rose will be pretty busy at 2 o'clock when they had originally aired.
Yeah.
But at 5 o'clock, I will be watching from the first match to the end.
Okay. Definitely. Now, is there any other matches on this card that you want to discuss here? Anything else here?
Mm-hmm. Well, since you went to... we just did the WWE Championship.
Yes.
And we got Finn Balor and Andrade.
Yeah, there's Intercontinental Championship right there. Intercontinental Championship. Start this one off here. I want to hear your thoughts on this one here. Two great in-ring talents right there, Finn Balor and Andrea.
I love Andrade. Andrade is a tremendous talent. I've said that time and time again.
Yes.
I'm ready for the push he so deserves.
Yes.
But he's going against Finn Balor. And not just Finn Balor. He's going against the Demon King. And I'm picking the Demon King in this one. He's undefeated as the Demon King.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't see Andrade pulling this one off. I would like to see him do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe the Demon King, coup de grace, 1, 2, 3, it's over.
Yeah, that's right. Because with Rollins being the Demon King.
Yeah.
Nah, he would burn it down. No. With Finn Balor, when he's demon, he has a little extra something. His style's more aggressive, and this will be great going up against Andrade right here, because I believe, Balor's going to retain. If they give it to Andrade, that's going to be a shock right there, because he's ready to have a run with a title. He's ready to run. Because if Andrade wins, think about this. If Andrade wins the title, Finn Balor and him can go back and forth there for a while. But if Finn...
I would love to, yeah.
Yeah, they could go back. They kind of almost play hot potato with that. Now, if Finn does not go after Andrade, there's quite a bit of talent on the SmackDown roster that can actually go after the Intercontinental Championship. There is.
Yeah.
There is right there. There's so many people to pick from. Hell, I hate to say this, though. AJ Styles can go after
AJ Styles?
Yeah, he could go after the IC. He has not held the IC championship. He can go after it. He can do the wild card rule and go after it. They had one hell of a match. Remember that on SmackDown?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
AJ and Finn?
Yeah. Or no, Andrade.
AJ and Andrade. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying if Andrade got the title, he beats Finn, he beats the Demon, and he takes the title. There's so much talent on there. They could do the wild card thing, AJ, and he could jump back over to SmackDown and go after it.
That's the thing with Andrade. Yeah. He has good matches with everybody.
Yeah, he does.
He's just that good of a wrestler. Mm-hmm. And all the reason I said Finn Balor is because even if Finn Balor retains, AJ Styles and him, they could have a match. The Demon King and AJ has crossed paths before at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I believe it's 2018 or 17.
Yeah.
I believe it's 2017. That was a great match as well. But, the Demon King's going to win this one. But if Andrade somehow beat the Demon King, that could put him at the hierarchy of all the talent.
Yeah.
He's the first one to pin the Demon King.
Yes.
Not Finn Balor, the Demon King.
Yeah, the Demon King. Yeah, not Finn Balor.
I don't see it, though. I see Finn Balor retaining. He's going to be one of the longest reigning Intercontinental Champions in history.
Yeah.
Because Finn Balor's just got that thing about him. He reminds me of those old Intercontinental Champions, like the workhorse champions, like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper. He reminds me of those champions.
Yeah. That's neat that you said Roddy Piper, because a lot of people don't remember too much. Those who remember a lot about Hot Rod, that was basically the only title he was a United States champion in WCW, which people forget about that too. But yeah, he was an Intercontinental champion. That was when he was in WWE. That was about the only championship that he won, was the Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
But as you know, there's wrestlers who don't need titles.
No.
Yeah, he was one of those that he didn't need a title. The guy did not need a title because everyone knew who he was. He was so over that he didn't need a title to be over.
Yeah,
right?
A lot of the guys didn't. If Macho Man was a title holder, but if he didn't ever need one.
No. No, he didn't.
Yeah, there's been a lot. Scott Hall Razor Ramon never won a WWE championship. He's one of those guys who don't need one.
Yeah.
And WCW never won a World Heavyweight title.
No. I mean, he won tag titles when, like, Nash, like, with the Outsiders. Yeah. That was about it, though. But, yeah, he was one of those guys. Hot Rod was one of those guys that he didn't need a title to be over because he was already over. And I liked how you threw that in there. It was like Hot Rod. It's like, hell yeah. Yeah, I remember when he had the title, man, growing up. I remember that. Now, there's 1, 2... Yeah, there's about 2 matches on this card that I really don't care care about, honestly, Chris. I hate to say it. Lars Sullivan going up against the Lucha House Party. Does that not say squash match on it?
Oh, yeah. This is just going to be one of those matches so the people can, of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, can go get something to eat. Yeah.
Bathroom break match.
Yeah, that is a bathroom break match for sure. The match will probably start out. Lucha House Party will try to get some shine in on them. They'll try to do some stuff, but ultimately Lars is going to eat them up and spit them out and win this one easily.
Yeah, he's going to go out there and he's basically, the only way, I hate to throw this out there, I hate to say this though, the only way that Lars Sullivan can lose this match is if he has an anxiety attack and Lucha House Party wins.
Yeah, I remember that. He was supposed to make his debut and he had an anxiety attack and they called that off quick.
Yeah, they did. They did. I was reading some comments about that, and someone said, yeah, he had an anxiety attack when he saw what the writers wrote for him. I was like, damn, man. That's bad. That's bad. But, yeah, that's one match I really don't care too much about on the card. And another one I don't really care too much about is Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. I'm like, and I'm not really invested too much now into, I mean, they built a little bit of story behind this. It's Miz, after Miz, Shane's moved on from him. And now he's moved on to Roman Reigns. And we know the story is when Reigns got drafted to SmackDown during the Superstar Shakeup, he came out there and basically he beat down Vince McMahon like no one has done that before.
The last person to do that was Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
pretty much. And then Shane's defending this right here. Shane's defending his father's honor in the McMahon legacy for what Roman Reigns did. How he spit all over it and everything and just came out there and disrespected his father. So this one right here, I don't know where to start because all I could see is Shane and Roman having a match and then it going on for a while. And then all of a sudden you're going to see a lot of people stick their nose into the business like Revival, Drew McIntyre. I mean,
the Usos.
Elias, maybe the Usos will show up and help out their cousin.
Yeah. I believe whenever you get done with your take on this, I will do mine. But yeah, I have a hunch about that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, my pick is first off Roman Reigns. I feel like it would be a pretty good match. Drew McIntyre is going to be at ringside with Shane the whole time. Drew will probably get involved and the ref won't see it a lot. Near the end, I don't believe there will be a winner in this one. I believe Drew McIntyre will get involved. Elias will come out and get involved, and then the Usos will make the save. Yeah, I'm going to pick Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns will win, and then after the match, that's when everybody will start attacking everybody.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I just see this. You pick Roman to win. I would have to go with Roman. If not, I see a DQ, and I see Shane winning this. But, yeah, I could see that happening, dude. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of, I liked how The Miz and Shane had that story because that built up pretty good to WrestleMania. This one, it's just, I'm just not, I see the story, but it just don't grasp me as what The Miz did.
No.
Yeah, I see that. And I don't know how long they're going to go with this one because they went pretty long with the one with Shane went with The Miz. and I could see that, but I'm not too invested in it. But I can see this going in a DQ, and you pick Roman to win this one, and then all hell breaking loose afterwards.
Also, the Miz might help Roman as well in this one too.
Here's okay. That's pretty good right there. The Miz coming out there with the Usos, and then and helping Roman out and stuff. And then we see something lead over to Monday Night Raw where you got an 8-man tag. You got yeah, you could see that. Where's Teddy Long when we need him, man?
Oh yeah.
We could see that happening. Now, here's something crazy. Okay, when all this stuff is going on, all right, we'll take your scenario, Chris. I like your scenario. Roman wins the match, and then everyone comes in there and starts beating up Roman. The Usos show up, and the Miz shows up and stuff. Here's something crazy. What if R-Truth runs out in the ring there with the 24/7 belt?
Oh yeah, I have my take on that later on when we talk about something else.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Definitely. But
that's an out of control thing. But they've done that before, so it ain't the first time.
I know. I like how it was back then.
Yeah,
I like how they did it back then. Okay. You said you couldn't find no information on this. I couldn't find no information on this myself for the 50-man battle royal. Who the hell's going to be in this?
I'd say probably about everybody that doesn't have a championship. I'd say there would be some NXT people, 205 Live, Raw, SmackDown, NXT UK, you name it. They'll all be involved. I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre to win this.
Drew McIntyre?
That's my pick. And R-Truth will lose the 24/7 title in the 50-man Battle Royal. He'll come out there with his 24/7 title in the Battle Royal, and someone will try to take it from him during the Battle Royal. If you visualize it, it's hilarious.
Yeah. That I didn't think about that. Yeah, because he could be out there and someone can actually pin him. Well, because another referee. There's gonna be referees.
His music hits. He comes down there with his title. He gets in the ring. People's trying to throw people over the top rope. They'll see R-Truth. It's 24/7 rule. They'll all go under the ring and chase him around. I can just see that. That would be the best. That would steal the whole show. Yeah, that would be one of those moments. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. That would be a good scenario. I mean, yeah, R-Truth out there. Remember when he was in the Royal Rumble that one year, and he freaking ended up coming out there and he pulled a ladder out and he stuck it up in the ring.
Yeah, that was around the time that they didn't know what anything was, and I remember that. That was the Rumble that AJ Styles debuted in WWE.
Yeah. That's crazy. That is freaking crazy. But
yeah, he pulled the ladder out, put it in the middle of the ring, reached for the briefcase. It wasn't up there, and he said, "My bad." And Kane pushed him off the ladder, and he got eliminated. But yeah, R-Truth has always been entertaining throughout the years.
He has. Remember when he first won the 24/7 title? He's like, "Hey, I just won the European Championship." Yeah.
He's done a real good job at trying to get that over as he possibly can. Mm-hmm. He's definitely the most entertaining of everybody going after it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty interesting here. It's gonna be pretty interesting pay-per-view.
I believe that will open the show as well.
Yeah. Nice.
First match.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting. It is. Now, one pay-per-view that happened this last weekend, man. Did you watch it? because I certainly did. My wife was like, I'm going to buy it. And I was like, okay. She bought it, and we had a hell of a time watching it. Was the AEW Double or Nothing.
AEW?
Yeah, AEW. Did you not watch it, or did you watch it?
Oh, yeah. I actually was at KZW the night of. I bought it during my show in the back, and I watched it that night when I got done. It was really late, and I didn't want to look on my phone because at the time the show was going on while mine was. And I watched the rest of it Sunday morning. I couldn't stay up all night. But, yes, by far my favorite match of the night was Dustin and Cody.
Yes.
I was just like everybody else in the arena. I was really emotional after the match. That was definitely both of their best matches they've ever had in their career.
Yeah,
it was so good. Dustin getting color. Immediately when he got color, it reminded me of the Natural back in the early 90s, because he would get color every match, just like Dusty. Dusty got color against Ric Flair a lot. I mean, it was just that adds so much more emotion and drama to the event.
It does.
And everybody's matches beforehand was big moves, crowd popping stuff. But when Dustin and Cody, they told a good story. And if you go back, not mean to plug anybody else's podcast on yours, sir.
No.
Dustin had a really good take on it on Jericho's podcast. Dustin, I could hear it in his voice. He was really emotional still. And man, it was just a really good match. When the crowd was chanting Dusty, like I got chills on my arms.
Yeah.
The crowd was chanting Dusty, and it showed the camera shots of both guys. You could just tell they was ready to go.
Oh yeah.
And they delivered it. That was Cody's best match he's ever had, and Dustin / Goldust's best match. Just how they did everything was just awesome.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did. That was one hell of a match because so much emotion and stuff there. You notice when they chanting Dusty, like you said, did you see Dustin's face? Did you see Dustin's face when
yeah.
You could tell Dustin was going to cry. I mean, there's so much emotion, and when you pointed up, that was so much emotion went into that. Because Dustin was the good guy, Cody was a bad guy, and Brandy injecting herself and everything into the match. Mm-hmm. And then DDP coming out, man, and the crowd was like, DDP, and then he took Brandy back to the back. Mm-hmm. And Cody was like, oh, shit. There goes my guy. There goes who I was going to use right there. And so much, that match, psychologically and emotionally, had so much going into it.
Yeah. And speaking of Brandy, that spear she gave, Dustin.
Yeah.
The story, though, like, Dustin was really tired. He was out of the ring. He was bleeding. Then all of a sudden, she ran all the way around the ring and speared him, and it was a good spear.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, everything about this match was good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just everything about it.
Everything was good about that. Everything was great. That was match of the night right there. It was definitely match.
And Dustin was in phenomenal shape too, to be 50 years old.
Yeah.
And still going at it. I mean, it's just insane. And that's thanks to DDP Yoga too. He's a DDP Yoga guy.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot of people in the business with injuries and just everything.
It does. It definitely does. I mean, look at Mick Foley. Look what he did to Mick Foley. Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah, that's a thing now. That's a thing now at the Performance Center is the yoga program.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Look what he did to Scott Hall. Scott Hall was in damn wheelchair. Couldn't do nothing.
Yeah. Did you watch the resurrection of Jake Roberts?
Yes, I did. That was.
I'd say about every fan has.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tells everything in there, and that's probably my favorite wrestling documentary. I loved it.
I had to put that up there next to being my favorite wrestling documentary. would be the resurrection of Jake Roberts to Beyond the Mat when I came out back in the day.
Beyond the Mat was really good.
Yeah, because they pulled the curtain back on a lot of things on that one, and it was so emotional and stuff. Jake Roberts right there, the resurrection Jake Roberts, that was great, and I loved the match. I loved it, and I loved how they embraced each other at the end. And I think you pointed this out. Someone pointed this out, that the same speech that Cody gave Dustin was basically the same speech that Dusty gave Dustin back in the day, and he worded it a little bit different there. Yeah, I love that. That was great. One of my favorite tag matches was SoCal Uncensored going up against Strong Hearts. Yeah, that was my second favorite tag team match of the night. Yeah, SoCal Uncensored. Yeah, that's a really good team. Yeah. That was a good match. Yeah. That was a really good match. I love SoCal Uncensored. I met Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian down in Fort Lauderdale a few years ago when I was went to an ROH event, and I met those guys at the merch table. I was talking with them a little bit. The same shirt I'm wearing was the same shirt Frankie Kazarian was wearing. This Metallica shirt. I was like, yeah, Metallica. I was like, almost going to be like, yeah.
Now, Scorpio Sky is going to be real. He's going to be something in the near future. That guy's really talented.
Yeah, he is. And all three of them, if you actually look at SoCal, if you look at Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, they work so good together because they've been doing it for so long, and them being tag partners on just as long as they have, it just everything flows so good. You ever notice when you watch a tag team wrestling, you can tell if a team that's been together for a long time how much they flow together with the tags, the hot tags, cutting off the half the ring, and just how they do the quick tags. You could tell, unlike a team that hasn't been together that long, you can tell the experience and stuff. And you could definitely see that. And having Scorpio Sky in the mix too, and learning with both those dude's going to be great. Like you said, he's going to be great because he has two great veterans right there, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. He has two greats right there. He can learn off a lot from, and especially being in a trio right there, in a stable right there with both these guys. Yeah, there's so much he can learn. And Young Bucks defeating the Lucha Brothers for and retaining the AAA Tag Team Championship. Was that your favorite tag match of the night right there?
Oh yeah, by far my favorite. There was stuff in there that I've never seen before, quite honestly.
Right.
Yeah, the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers are the two dominant tag teams in AEW. The Young Bucks have been around a while, so has the Lucha Brothers. They've had a rivalry beforehand that I didn't know much about because, to be quite honest with you, I watch a lot of WWE, and don't watch a lot of the wrestlers in AEW, and I'm just getting to know a lot of them. But right. I've known the Young Bucks a long time.
Yes.
Just getting used to the Lucha Brothers. But from what I see already, I love it, man. I love this match. A 5-star, definitely, rating on this match. But yeah, I wish it would have been for like a vacant AEW Tag Team Championship instead of another brand championship.
Yeah.
But they're trying to be different. They're a different company and they're trying to be different. I get it, but that's the only takeaway I have from it. But I love the match. I can't explain what I saw in there because some of that stuff was just stuff I've never seen before, and I can't believe that they're doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great match.
It was such a really great match. It was what they did and stuff, especially in the main event with Jericho going up against Kenny Omega. A lot of people did not get to see this match right here. A lot of them didn't get to see Omega versus Jericho from Wrestle Kingdom. Remember that one?
Yeah, I love that. I watched that match like 10 times.
Yeah, a lot of people did not get to see that when that happened in New Japan. A lot of people didn't get to see it. Now, one of the things is that this is their second going at this match here. I loved the beginning of it when Jericho, when he was coming into the ring, or before he came to the ring, the little tease of incarnations of Jericho. You know, yeah. Lionheart. Remember Lionheart? And then you had him with the list, and then with the jacket, the Y2J, and then he comes out, you know, DeFozzy, looking, you know, mean and stuff. I still don't understand, Chris. Why the hell was a damn Cracker Barrel in the damn ring?
Well, mainly is Cracker Barrel is a sponsor of AEW. But still, the random barrel in the ring was just, I guess, because Chris is a heel. And I guess they had that little plan where he was going to get the barrel out instead of the referee. I don't know. They tried to do something different there. But it was not in any other match except that one. And I don't know why. It was really weird.
Chris
Jericho does what he does. He made it entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He definitely did make it entertaining there. He definitely did. Now, Omega comes out, and this match, it went on for about 27 minutes. And the winner of this one faces the winner of the Battle Royal they had on the pre-show, which Adam Page won.
Yeah, that's another guy, too, who's going to be something. He's going to be a big star in the business in the future. Yeah.
And the winner out of Jericho and Mega faces Adam Page at a later date to be the first ever AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And they showed off that belt that night, man. That was a pretty sweet belt.
Yeah, that was a nice belt. It reminded me of the UFC Heavyweight Championship. It looked exactly like it, but it says AEW. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, a lot of people love that. A lot of people love that. You know who made the belt, don't you?
No, I don't.
Dave Mulliken. Dave Mulliken. Okay. He makes a lot of belts for a lot of promotions, or especially like WWE. He makes a lot of belts. If you want to, I'm going to plug another podcast here. Yeah, that's on Podcast City Network.
Right.
Check out if you want to hear a good interview with Dave Mulliken. Check out Wrestle Popcast with Robin Nilsson. Go on there. And
I've been on there once. Yeah.
Check out. I think he had him on last year, and that's a really good one to listen to if you want to go back and you want to listen to how he makes those belts. That's a recommendation right there. It was really good because I didn't really know too much about what went into making a championship belt, and he pretty much lays it out there, and you're like, wow, that is neat. And then some stories and stuff about which belts, which promotions and stuff he made, which is pretty neat. But Jericho, pretty much, I mean, this match went back and forth there, and
that's my second favorite match of the night.
Yeah,
just because Jericho's my boy. Jericho's my favorite, and he's the reason, you know, one of the big reasons why I'm supporting this company the way it is, because, you know, Jericho's a legend. He's the best in the world. Everett, do you understand what I'm saying to you?
That is the best in the world. Yeah. Now, I didn't. Who'd you? You pulled for Jericho to win this.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I didn't know if Kenny was going to win or Jericho, but Jericho wins, and I like the speech at the end. This is the best part.
That's why he's awesome. The mic work.
I'm still waiting for my thank you. He canceled the Talk is Jericho appearance because he didn't get this thank you. But one guy actually came in the ring and gave him a face-to-face thank you, which a lot of people speculated was going to happen. A lot of people speculated. And
I really think a lot of people thought it was going to be Punk instead of Moxley.
Yeah, Jon Moxley shows up at AEW, and he comes in there and he blows the roof off the place. All he had to do was just walk in there. He walked in there, and as soon as people realized he was walking in the crowd, they're like, and it's just freaking. He lays Jericho out, man.
It was just like what he did in WWE. He walked through the crowd. He did it right there. From what I heard, Jericho said, "You still owe me $15,000 from when he busted up his light-up jacket in WWE." Yeah. I think that's awesome. I think that's hilarious that Jericho thought of that right on the fly. You owe me $15,000.
Yeah.
And
Jericho
he gave him the double arm. Yeah.
Jericho owes him a plant because of Mitch.
Yeah, he did. Mitch the potted plant. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Go ahead. I just had to throw that in there.
Oh no, that's hilarious. But yeah, I liked the whole ending. It was a great pay-per-view. It was a great pay-per-view. I like the Kenny and Dean Ambrose brawl up to the stage, which is gonna set their match for August 31st for Chicago's All Out pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It will be Hangman Page and Jericho and the other headliner, Omega, and Moxley. Yeah, it's going to be a good show. Yeah,
it's definitely going to be a good show. It definitely is. I enjoyed Double or Nothing, man. I did enjoy Double or Nothing. I thought it was really great. It was a really great pay-per-view, and I enjoyed it. Good wrestling, good stories they start building on there, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go in this fall when they go to TNT, when AEW comes on TNT, and where they're going to go with everything. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And speaking of Jon Moxley, I was talking with you about this a few days ago. What did you think about Moxley's comments on Talk is Jericho about the former company he worked for, WWE? How all that and everything he went through on that there.
Yeah, man. It was just like when CM Punk left. He did the shoot promo on Colt Cabana's podcast. Yeah. And, Dean Ambrose did the same thing. So that tells you something about WWE's creative and WWE's whole develop in the back and backstage politicking. All that stuff is starting to come into, it's starting to come into. And Dean Ambrose, he said some stiff stuff about WWE. He did. Vince McMahon and the whole writing team. But Dean Ambrose, he made a lot of money in WWE, and I get that, about the Roman Reigns thing, I could understand that wholeheartedly. Yeah. I don't see why they would want to do that, but excuse me. Yeah, it's crazy, but that was a really good episode. I recommend that for everyone. Check out the Talk is Jericho episode with Mr. Jon Moxley. It was great to hear that, because a lot of fans like hearing that kind of stuff. Yeah. But he had a good career in WWE. He'll go back there someday, I'm sure. But Dean Ambrose in the WWE was really fun to watch, in my opinion. And in Japan on June 5th, he won the IWGP United States Championship
Yeah, who would have thought that? And
Yeah.
you know what?
I actually just watched that match today, and it was great, man. I liked it.
Who would have thought that he would go over there and win that title? And you know what's crazy about that right there? That's the same title Kenny Omega won.
Yeah, Kenny Omega won.
Yeah, that was the same title he won.
Then it was Juice Robinson beat Kenny Omega.
And took it.
And Juice Robinson's held that championship a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, Jon Moxley makes his debut with a pretty entertaining promo video to lead up to the match at Dominion.
Yeah.
Or not Dominion. Dominion is Sunday.
Yes.
But yeah, that match, Juice Robinson and Moxley had was pretty good, man. Did his different variation of Dirty Deeds. Debuted a new finisher. Looked a little different, but he did something different that not a lot of people do in Japan. Is he came to the crowd, and not a lot of people do that down there.
No.
They do the traditional entrance way. But yeah, man, it was a great match, and I recommend it for anybody.
Yeah, I still have to watch it. I haven't watched it yet though, because I was gonna watch it. Someone put it up on Podcast City Network's Facebook page. You can just find it on Podcast City not .net, but on the Facebook page, Podcast City Network. Someone put it up there, and before I could get on there, as soon as I clicked on Facebook today, boom, right there. Thank you, Robin. He's showing a picture of Jon Moxley holding that championship. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
man, no way. But I'll still watch it just to watch it because I want to see the match, though. But you were talking about the match on June 9th here for I believe it's New Japan, right? For Dominion in Osaka. I can't even say that. My Japanese stinks.
Yeah.
But Jon Moxley, he'll be going up against Shodo Umanito. He'll be going up against him. And then the match card, man, I mean, hell, this caught my eye. Just Juice and Thunder Liger going up against Yoshi-Hashi versus Suzuki Guns, Zack Sabre Jr., and Suzuki, man. I mean, wow. Them tagging up Yoshi and going up against Suzuki Guns there. And then freaking let's see. You got Juice Robinson, and he's tagging with Roshiku going up against Bullet Club members Jay White, Chase Owens, and Tajiri. Let me see, my Japanese stinks.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one right there. And Juice and Thunder Liger, as always, entertaining. And I like Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah,
he brings a different element in the Japanese world. He's more of a submission specialist.
He is.
Zack Sabre Jr. has been around a while, and that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Bullet Club going up against Juice Robinson and Harashira and Targa-Chia, going to Jay White, Chase Owens, and Taya. Just, it's gonna be great. And then the never open weight championship match with Tajia champion going up against Toruhiro Ishimi. How do you say it? Ishii. That's gonna be a great one right there.
Yeah. That's gonna be a great one. I don't really know both of the guys very well, but I know Ishii, and I've seen him wrestle a few times on NewJapanWorld.com. I'm looking forward to that match as well.
Mm-hmm.
The next match on here, the tag team championship match, Tama Tonga and his partner Tongalo versus Evil and Sonata.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a really good match. Evil and Sonata is a great tag team, and so is the Gorillas of Destiny.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, I love the Gorillas of Destiny. I got to see them last year here in Daytona Beach at the Ocean Center at the CEO Gaming Convention. They had the gaming championship, and the following night they had New Japan and ROH wrestling, and actually it was New Japan wrestling, and the Gorillas of Destiny went up against Juice Robinson and David Finlay, which was one hell of a match.
Right.
The match was so great, Chris, that the action came up in the third row to where I was at. Yeah, it was freaking great. It was a freaking great match. I loved it. And then, of course, you have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match with Dragon Lee going up against Will Ospreay.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the best matches in the card. Will Ospreay's a phenomenal talent.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Dragon Lee is great as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. I'm going to pick Will Ospreay to be the new champion in this one.
I do too. That's my pick right there. I'm familiar with him. That's my pick right there. And then next, we have the IWGPA Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match with Kota Ibushi going up against Naito. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Naito, man. I love Naito. Well, a friend of mine actually met him here in Daytona Beach. He went out to a gym and he met him. Yeah, but here's the funny thing. He was in the gym there and he looked and he knew he was a wrestler. And so he walked up there and he was like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And Naito looked at him and he goes, with his broken English, he's like, "You know who I am?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he texts me. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "Who is this?" And he took a picture and he sent it to me. And I go like, I about lost it, man. I was like, "That's Naito." I was like, "Dude is huge in Japan, dude." I was like, "You're in the gym with this guy." And he's great. He's so huge in Japan. I mean, his work in the ring is just phenomenal.
Yeah, Naito had some matches with Jericho. Man, I love those.
Yeah.
And, of course, Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naito's a great talent.
Mm-hmm. Who would be your pick with this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Naito as well. Kota Ibushi's great.
Yeah.
He's always been great. This will be a great match to see. I'm going to go with Naito as the new champion.
Yeah, definitely. And then the final match, you got the IWGPA Heavyweight Championship match with Okada going up against Chris Jericho, man. This, I mean, Jericho going up against Okada. I mean, I don't... Let me get your take on this first, and then I'll let you what I think about this when I saw this.
Yeah, this came out of nowhere to me. Chris Jericho versus Okada is definitely a money match. It's going to be a back and forth battle. Jericho's going to bring the pain. It's going to be the pain maker versus the rain maker.
Yes.
I'm going to go with my boy Chris Jericho and the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, I love Okada. Okada and Kenny Omega's had some phenomenal matches. Okada's even had good matches with AJ Styles in the past. Okada's had good matches with tons of people. But you know what? I'm going to go with the GOAT. The walking legend, Chris Jericho.
I'm gonna have to go with Okada because right here when I saw that stuck out. The first thing that stuck out to me was AEW. AEW, and I thought of Adam Page versus Jericho. This right here, it stuck out to me for the fact that I don't see Jericho going to All Out in August as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I don't see him going there as that. Because if he does, then that means that Adam Page is going to win the AEW Championship match. He's gonna win that
No,
title.
I think Jericho's going to have both the championships because he's the walking legend. He's the GOAT. Come on, Everett.
Yeah, I can actually, you know what? They can make him the champion. They can make him champion like they did in WWE. He became the first undisputed champion. He held the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship at the same time, which was the undisputed championship, and then they unified them. I can see that. I can see that, but I'm just looking that when you sent me that, and I'm looking at it, and I'm going down the list. I'm like, okay, and then when I saw that one there, I was like, wait a second. He's getting a title shot before another title shot. I was like, okay, but then I was like, that's kind of, to me, it tells me that Adam Page is going to win, but I don't know. That's just my thinking process.
Yeah, that's right, another show for another time for us. We'll definitely do a all-out preview show. For sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to pull up the Deleted Wrestling podcast and actually do that. And I mean, so much happened here in the last couple weeks with wrestling, with a lot of stuff that's gone on. It's gonna be
a great weekend. You got tomorrow, Super Showdown. Saturday, you can all see the Chris Rose in action at KZW.
Yes.
And Sunday, you got Dominion in Osaka, Japan, with the headliner Jericho and Okada. Wrestling is the hottest thing out there right now.
It is, and especially in independent wrestling is like the hottest thing right now, because a lot of people are turning towards it. They're basically turning off Mondays and Tuesdays and jumping over to what's happening with their local wrestling scene. Finding stuff online, going on the internet, hitting YouTube, finding a lot of things. It's hot right now. It is, and especially going to get hotter in the fall with Dynamite Tuesdays with AEW when that happens. But since you're talking about this weekend, talking about the KCW basically presents the headlining match, Matty B versus Cousin Frank, and a lumberjack match for the heavyweight title. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Saturday, June 8th, 2019 at the old Shopville Gym at 144 Shopville Road, Somerset, Kentucky. Doors open at 7 p.m. Bell time 7:30. Ringside seats are $10. Bleachers $8. And children and 5 and under, free admission. And they're accepting major credit cards, and it's sponsored by Steak and Shake. So be sure to head out there, and you'll be able to see the Chris Rose.
The Chris Rose in action, because when I get to that building, Hurricane J.J. Maguire better grants me my rematch, or it's going to go down June 8th. I will get my championship back one way or the other. But all in all, everybody should come out June 8th and watch all the KZW talent go to work.
That's right. They definitely need to. If you're in the area, please attend right there Saturday, June 8th at the old Shopville's Gym in Somerset, Kentucky right there, ladies and gentlemen. And also June 13th at the KCW presents One Night at the County Fair. Thursday.
Clinton County Fair. June 13th.
You invade the Clinton County Fair right there. There you are on the front right there of the poster. Right there.
Yeah, there's going to be all those fat people in the audience eating their funnel cakes, wishing they was the Chris Rose. So that's what's going to happen.
Wow, man. Wow. That's right. You can grab a funnel cake at the county fair there and check out Chris Rose as the KZW United States champion. And
Yeah, I will be the United States champion by then if I get my rematch unit.
That's right.
Definitely. Yeah.
You check it out at the 335 Fairgrounds Road in Albany, Kentucky, right there. Bell time's 7 p.m. KCW event with free pay fair admission. Look at that, man. You go to the fair and you get to watch KCW right there. How awesome is that right there? How awesome is that?
Yeah. It's really good for the business. It's really good for our company to do these fair shows and have, all these people watching us, man. It's good for the company. It's to get our name out there and my name out there and everybody at KZW's name out there. Yeah, it's going to be fun in the near future to do all these fair shows.
Exactly. I love it. I love everything that's going on with KCW. And if you missed it earlier, I will close the show on this. Should I close the show on the announcement I made earlier with Hurricane JJ McGuire? Those who missed it, because we got quite a bit of people watching right now. And I'll mention it again here. That, let me pull up my glasses here. All right. Let me pull it up right here. Hurricane JJ McGuire will be at the Heroes and Legends convention here Saturday, October 5th, 2019 at the Allen County War Memorial, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fan Fest from noon to 6:30. Main show bell time will be at 7 p.m. Hurricane JJ McGuire, the true master of wrestling ring music, was booked for this right here at the Heroes and Legends. He will have a table set up, and you can meet a legend along with another legend that's headlining the event right there. Sting is the Platinum VIP headliner, so be sure to get tickets at heroesandlegendswrestling.com. So be sure to do that today. And that's it, man. We talked a lot about wrestling. I want to thank you, as always, for coming on tonight here, Chris Rose. Anything else you want to plug before we leave? Any social or anything?
Yeah. As always, follow me on Instagram, CRoseWrestler20, and on Facebook, Christopher Jordan Rose. You'll find everything and all the Chris Rose there. And that's all I really have to say. And come on out June 8th, Shopville, Kentucky, to see me get my championship back. Nice. And as always, thank you for having the Chris Rose on. It's always a pleasure, my friend.
No problem. And ladies and gentlemen, you can catch more Everett Lee Show over on Facebook, The Everett Lee, and on Twitter at the Everett _ Lee, and Instagram, Everett Lee Show. Be sure to hit me up on podbean.com, Everett Lee Show, for the latest audio podcast, and subscribe to Podcast City Network over on the YouTube channel, Podcast City Network, for latest video and audio podcast of great shows on the network. And hit Podcast City Network up on podcastcity.net, Facebook, Podcast City Network, and on Twitter at Podcast City Net. And that is it for the Everett Lee Show tonight. I am out of here, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. A little bit delay, but Everett Lee signing off. Be sure to check me out tomorrow for another podcast and next week of the Everett Lee Show. Peace.